I'd march with decorated soldiers to get your pretty eyes to see.
Hi everyone, I have to film a super quick intro because I'm going to be late for work, but I wanted to give you something really fun and dramatic for prom because I know April is usually when people have proms. I'm in college, so no prom for me, but I thought that this would be something really fun, really pretty, and actually pretty easy to accomplish. So I used my electric palette by Urban Decay once again because it's my new fave. And yeah, I really like the way it turned out. I think it's really pretty, and if you're wearing anything that has blue in it or silver, that would be really beautiful, or anything cool toned. But also you can trade in the blue for any color, so if you're wearing a purple and silver dress or pink and silver or anything like that, I think that this would look really good. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say, so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and please hit subscribe and like this video if you want to see more prom tutorial. Alright, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Alright everyone, let's begin. So, there I am, all fresh-faced, no makeup on, pinning back my hair so it's out of the way, looking just really good right there, definitely. And moving on. So, we're going to be priming our eyes first. I'm going to be using my personal favorite, which is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. And then, we're going to put that all over the lid, and after that, we're going to dip into the Brow Bar to Go. And I'm just going to be using that lighter brown color for my transition shade, so that means I'm placing it into my crease with a fluffy blending brush, but I'm also blending it up a little bit above as well. As with most dramatic or smoky looks, they require a lot of blending, so we're going to be spending a lot of time blending everything out so it's nice and seamless.
Ships to you, but my messages don't seem to make it through.
Then we're going to be taking this large shader brush and we're going to be taking the darker brown color, and this is going to act as more of our actual crease color, so to really add some dimension and some depth. So we're placing that more focused in the crease and then blending it out, but not blending it too high. Just making sure that those two browns are blending together beautifully. Then we're going to be dipping into the electric palette. I did a terrible job of showing you what color, but I'm going to be using that really gorgeous silver color, and it is called Revolt. And we're just going to be placing this all over the lid. Then, of course, we're going to want to use some windshield wiper motions and just blend it in with the other colors, not taking it above the crease. And yeah, we're just going to blend it out until it doesn't look choppy. And then we're probably going to go back in here in a moment, yep, right there, and just reapply the color, because although these pigments are super pigmented, they do lose their color payoff when we blend them out so much. So we want them to be seamless, but we also want the color to still be very vibrant. So we're going to reapply and blend. And then, can you see that? That color is insane. So that is Chaos, one of my favorites from the palette, and it is this crazy electric blue. So we're going to be placing this on the outer part of the lid, taking it up a little bit higher than the crease, kind of doing a like winged out kind of look with it. And this is, again, we're going to just be reapplying this, blending it out, reapplying until you get the intensity you desire. And, you know, blending is important, because otherwise you look like that. So just keep blending, blend it out, blend your heart out, just blend, blend, blend. I can't. That's all I can do right now is blend. I have no choice. We're blending, and we're blending. And we're still blending.
That silver lining, well, I know it'll find you soon, 'cause I have sailed 1,000 ships to you.
But as you can see, you lose a little bit of that color payoff, like I said, so we're going to go in and reapply it just until your heart's content, until you feel like you have the color payoff that you are looking for. Once you reach that point, you can go ahead and what I'm going to do is take a liner brush and just line my lash line with this color Black from the Lorac Pro palette. And I think that a really dramatic winged liner would actually look really good with a liquid liner. I do have really small eyelids, however, so personally for me, I prefer just to line it with some black shadow because I feel like the liner covers up the look, but it's different for different eye shapes. So then I'm just going to be taking away all of the fallout with some Almay lash care wipes, but I'm also taking the wipes and I'm really trying to create a really sharp line for my eyeshadow, so it just makes it more dramatic. Then to add some moisture to my face, I'm using the Mario Badescu Aloe Rose Setting Spray. And then to prep my lips, I'm going to be using the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask, which I'm obsessed with. Then we're going to prime our face. I'm going to use the one that I always use as of right now, which is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Primer. And we're just going to put this all over. Just get it on there. Whole face. Then I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation. Mine is in the shade Light. I just use about a pump and a half. I think that it's also number 44, so it's probably the lightest of the light ones, most definitely. I am Casper. So then I'm going to be using my F88 brush, I'm pretty sure, by Sigma, and I'm just using that to blend and buff it into my skin. And you really don't need too much of this foundation. It has amazing coverage. It's definitely a full coverage foundation, and it looks really good in pictures, so I definitely recommend it for any events.
'Cause I have sailed 1,000 ships to you, but my messages don't seem to make it through. More money and fame,
Then I really want to hide those under eye circles I got going on, so I'm going to use my Fit Me Concealer by Maybelline. And then I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Crayon Concealer for any spots that I want to cover. And I'm just going to be blending that in with my finger because I feel like that's just the best way to use this concealer. It's super blendable. My hands are clean, so it's not a big deal. And then I'm going to be using a foundation brush to blend the under eye concealer, but also my finger probably. Let's be real. Yeah, there we go. Then to set everything, I'm using the Victoria's Secret Pro Translucent Powder, and I'm just using a little bit to set my T-zone and kind of just everywhere so the makeup does not move throughout the night. And then, of course, I'm using my favorite bronzer, which I'm almost out of. It is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Bronzer in Park Avenue Princess. And I am just going to be bronzing my temples and my cheekbones and my chin. I think because this has such a dramatic eye, it might be a little bit much to do a heavy contour, especially for something, you know, it's already a little dramatic as it is. You know what I'm trying to say here. I'm going to stop. Then I'm going to be using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Memorable, and I have the little teeny tiny baby one, so it's just precious. And then for a highlight, I'm going to be using the Revlon Skin Lights in Pink Light, and this color is super pretty. It's really just like a gorgeous highlight, very subtle, and it works really well with my skin tone, so I'm into it. Then I look absolutely insane, so we're going to blend everything out because otherwise it just looks crazy and nobody wants that. Can you see the difference? That's insanity, so that's why we blend.
so keep your eyes set on the horizon, on the line where blue meets blue.
Then we're going to go back to the eyes, and I'm just going to be using this little pointy brush, this little liner brush, and I'm going to be just viewing like a mirror effect. I'm taking the color Chaos that was already on the top lid in the outer corner, putting it on the outer part of my lower lash line, and then I'm taking the silver for the inner part of my lower lash line. Wow, that was a lot. But then I'm just going to kind of blend it all together with a pencil brush. And then I'm going to be taking the color Cream, which is just a matte cream shade, and I'm using that for my highlight color for my brow bone as well as the inner corner. And I think it's important, since we've already used so many sparkly, crazy colors on the lids, to use something really matte for the highlight. And I'm just going to blend that together real quick. And, you know, if you like that, that's a good place to stop. It's a really pretty look. But I wanted some glitter, so we're going to put on some glitter. I'm using this loose glitter that actually is technically for nails, so, you know, whoops. And I'm just applying some Fix Blush to my brush, and I'm just going to stick this onto my lid. And yeah, it's actually, the glitter was really small, so it was really pretty and not crazy. And then also for my bottom lash line, I'm going to be using the Heavy Metal Urban Decay liner. You can also use that for your top lid if you don't have loose glitter. And then of course we're going to go with my two favorite mascaras, which is the Benefit They're Real for the first coat. And obviously, fake lashes would also be really beautiful with this look. I did not feel like putting them on, and I felt like, you know, when I was in high school, I had no idea how to apply them, but I'm sure most girls are more advanced than I was. So I'm just going to use my two favorites. The other one is the Smashbox Full Exposure, but fake lashes would look really pretty with this as well. Then we're going to do those brows, brush them out with that spoolie, and then we're going to go in with the Dip Brow Pomade, and mine is in Blonde. This is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I just use this to kind of outline my brows to get the shape that I want. Just use the tiniest bit. It's a really creamy product. I love it, but you don't want to use too much. And just kind of creating the arch right there. Flicking it up to blend it into the rest of the brow so it's not this awkward choppy line. And then after that, I'm going to be taking a angled brush with the Powder Duo, and I'm going to use a lighter brown color and just to fill in the rest of my brows. So it look good. And I want to do an actual brow tutorial for you guys so you can see like in depth how I do it, but this is basically the main deal. And then for the lips, I'm going to be using the Color Your Smile lip gloss in Nude. And how cool is this? It has a mirror and it has a little light, so if you're at prom and you got to reapply, not a big deal if it's not super bright in there, in that auditorium. Alright, and then we're just going to be popping on a little bit of that cream shadow onto my lips for a highlight, and that is the final look. But stay tuned for a video on how to get these Taylor Swifty prom curls. I'll be posting that soon. And thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!